Okay, I'm talking about key points for workout number 3. You have to break into the following 3 pairs: male, male, female, female, male, female, but you can decide which order those pairs go in. You may not start the rope climbs until the pair in front of you finishes the burpees. On the partner burpees, you have to switch every 2 reps, so you can't have one person who may be better at them complete more than the other partner. You have to alternate the rope climbs. And you can break up the reps however you choose on the toes to bar, the thrusters, the muscle ups, and the double unders. It's first come, first serve on the toes to bar. On the rig, you may take the bars ahead of time for grip purposes. Scoring, it's going to be total number of muscle ups, and then also the time elapsed as pair number 3 has finished the double unders.
Okay, we are talking about the 3rd workout. For this one, you have to split up into a male-female pair, a male-male pair, and a female-female pair. Now, as far as which order your pairs go in, that is totally up to the team. The first pair is going to start with, at 3, 2, 1, go, 10 rope climbs, and they have to alternate the rope climbs. So Alicia and Chris, we've decided to have our male-female pair go first. You don't actually have to top the top part of the rig, just the tape. Okay, then Chris will have to go. Okay, and then it'll be Alicia's turn. This time around, we'll go ahead and after she does this, we'll assume that they've completed their 10. Then they're gonna move on to 30 partner burpees. And so for these, you have to switch every 2 reps. So Chris will do 1 more, and then Alicia will start over. Okay, so the pair number 2 is on deck. They're waiting at the rope climbs now, but they can't actually start until pair number 2 has finished their burpees. So we'll assume that they finished their burpees, and then pair number 2 in the background here, you'll see, is gonna start their rope climbs, but this time they're doing 14 rope climbs versus 10, and they still are alternating. Chris and Alicia are now gonna move on to the next part, which is going to be 50 thrusters. And this one person working at a time. Okay, so pair number 2 is finishing their rope climbs, and they're gonna go ahead and move on to their partner burpees. Meanwhile, Alicia and Chris are still working through their set of 50 thrusters. Okay, we'll assume that Alicia and Chris have now finished their thrusters. They're moving on towards the rig, which will be 70 toes to bar, one person working at a time. And then we'll say pair number 2 here has finished their burpees, which means the final 3rd pair can go ahead and move on to the rope climbs. This last pair is going to do 18 rope climbs. They're moving on to their thrusters. Alicia and Chris are over here are working on their toes to bar. Okay, we're going to go ahead and say Alicia and Chris have finished their toes to bar, and they're going to move on to double unders. In the meanwhile, they're still working on their thrusters. They're still working on their rope climbs over here. And Alicia and Chris are doing 130 double unders, breaking up those reps however they want. We'll say they finished, and they're gonna move on back towards the muscle ups. Now, for demonstration purpose, we're gonna assume that Chris and Alicia have made it back to the rope climbs, I'm sorry, back to the muscle ups, but the 2 guys here are still working on their rope climbs. If that is the case, they cannot start the muscle ups until that 3rd pair has finished the rope climbs. Okay, we'll say Dave just did his last one. They're gonna go ahead and move on to their partner burpees. We'll say they've finished their thrusters, they're onto the toes to bar. And then Alicia and Chris are working on muscle ups in the remaining portion of this 20-minute workout. They keep progressing through. They're on the toes to bars. Eventually they're gonna go ahead, we'll say pair number 2 has finished their toes to bar, and now they're gonna make their way to the double unders. Now their double unders reps are only going to be 110 reps. Okay, we'll say these guys have finished their burpees, they're onto the thrusters. So you can see all these pairs are working simultaneously. Okay, we'll say Kyle and Kelly have finished their 110 double unders. We'll say they finished their thrusters. They're gonna move over to the toes to bar. And then Kelly and Kyle are gonna come join Alicia and Chris on these muscle ups and try and help them accumulate more muscle ups in that 20-minute time frame. And then eventually this last pair over here will make their way to the double unders. Their double under reps are only 90 reps. And we've got the 4 over here still working on those muscle ups. And then we'll say Dave and Lewis have finished their 90 reps on the double unders, and they join the pair of 6 and again can jump in and help them complete muscle ups with whatever time is in that remainder of those 20 minutes. Now, important to note, that last pair, whenever they finish their last rep of their double under, so that 90th rep of the double under, that will count as score number 1. So the time it takes for the team to get their 3rd pair through. And then the other score will be however many muscle ups they accumulated between all 6 of them in that 20-minute time period.